interview will be with Brother Michael Clark. Brother Clark, same question for you. How were you able to get a conversation started using the telephone?
Yeah, so my wife and I were telephone witnessing in early June, and I was able to talk to a man. And probably like many have been, I started the conversation talking about the pandemic and the nationwide protests that were underway at the time. And he was willing to talk, and he was active in the conversation, which was great. We were able to get into the Bible. We read several scriptures about the peace and the good health that God's government, God's kingdom will bring in the future.
Very good. So, good use again of starting a conversation with relevant news topics. A question for you. How were you able to introduce tools from our teaching toolbox?
So he doesn't have a cell phone, so I couldn't send him a link to the website, but I directed him to the Good News brochure and specifically to lesson 5 about what God's purpose for the earth is. And right there on the initial call, we were able to discuss part of that lesson. And it was so fun to be able to have a spiritual conversation with somebody, and it brought me a lot of joy.
Definitely, we can tell. Now, because you discerned this interest and you were able to introduce the Good News brochure, lesson 5, right away, excellent example for us using the toolbox. But now, please tell us, what have you done to be able to cultivate the interest you found?
I've tried to follow the suggestions from the midweek meeting about what you're going to talk about the next time, maybe leaving a question or just telling them what the discussion will be next time. And also, I've tried to be consistent. From that initial call, I've called him every week. Now, not every time does he answer, and partially he lives in a very rural area, and so his phone service isn't very reliable. In fact, the last time I talked to him, he told me, "Now, if we get cut off or I don't pick up, don't get your feelings hurt. Just call me back." So it helps me stay positive. I don't get discouraged when he doesn't answer. I just leave him an encouraging message and I try again next time. And I do feel positive that in time he will respond to the good news.
Thank you very much, Brother.